Better days with Hutch 4G. Better mornings. Better chatter. Better lunches, better batter. Better presentations, better meets. Better fighting, better beats. Hutch 4G means better suits, better roots, and even better hoots. Hutch is better all day, any day. Experience better days with a bigger, better 4G. Hutch 4G, now bigger and better.
To have a general election, there was a lot of 51%, when the last time's general election in 2015 was 77%. It is not bad at all. Yeah. They've shown confidence in the election. Younger people have. And another thing that's very encouraging for me is that there's a new generation that seems to be more active citizens. They are passionate. They're not blindly supporting a party, or they're not blindly supporting people based on ethnicity or religion. There seems to be a shift from that. It's not proven yet, but it'll be interesting to see if we are seeing that overall.
Yeah, and also something that was very interesting that we were able to see this year is the fact that in such a short period of time, a new party was sort of brought forward, and it was given widespread by just using social media platforms. And this would have not been possible a few years ago if a party had to start and a fresh party to be in the running in the top three. It would have been a hard task. What do you think about this kind of a mindset change? Because, as we know, lots of people are not scared today to voice their opinion on social media or even on mainstream media. And talking about a new party coming in, do you think there's space for new parties today?
Interestingly, when you look at the traditional parties, the United National Party, nobodies in this election. If you told somebody that's going to happen 10 years ago, no one would believe it. Parties, and it helps democracy. I believe that this whole two-party system was blinding our people, and people were just voting along party lines and not thinking critically and intelligently. So at least now we've broken the system, and a younger generation is emerging from both sides, and hopefully that will be the trend. So it's going to be interesting, and anything can happen in the years to come. I think more voices will enter the democratic stream and will start to influence people to think differently, because Sri Lanka, in 72 years of independence, we're still nothing where our potential is. Many nations have raced past us because of incompetent leadership, people who have continued to fight each other along ethnic and religious lines. And there is a generation that's saying we want something different. And one thing that I have hope for is over 48 of 30. So there is a chance to reset whatever happened. So 72 years of very low progress or almost failure can be transformed if there's more space in the democratic system. And I think that's emerging here.
Better days with Hutch 4G. Better mornings. Better chatter. Better lunches, better batter. Better presentations, better meets. Better fighting, better beats. Hutch 4G means better suits, better roots, and even better hoots. Hutch is better all day, any day. Experience better days with a bigger, better 4G. Hutch 4G, now bigger and better.
Now, every year when we look at any type of election that comes forward, it could be the presidential election or the general election or the local government election, every election plays such a crucial part. Choosing the representatives who will embody what we are going to live with. This particular general election seems to be a very crucial one as globally we are suffering a pandemic, and at the same time Sri Lanka has a new president and a parliament that was not active to sort of go under his leadership. How crucial do you think this general election is, and what type of a mind shift is going to be when the new parliament sort of sits there?
In my lifetime, or in our lifetime, I would say maybe this is the most crucial general election we've had. It's not just because of the pandemic. It's the fact that our economy has not been well managed in the last 2 to 2.5 decades. We're in a very bad position already, and the pandemic has hit us. So whatever kind of leadership and structures that come into place are crucial, not just to survive through this season, but in the years to come.
Definitely.
Especially with the debt and all these other elements around. And then also talking on the national unity and reconciliation component, we're still a fragile nation with not a proper inclusive Sri Lankan identity. It's very fragmented, very divided. And so this particular parliament is going to have to do a lot of work to help uplift the economy, to help create an inclusive national identity, to make sure that there's good governance across the board for us to not just survive, but have the hope of thriving as a nation.
This inclusivity is like a huge problem for us because I think throughout the years, a bit of a change that it's taking a long time from there and sort of and where do you think it'll end?
Well, unfortunately, it pops up during elections. We've done a poll nationwide when we talk to people, and almost the time people tend to vote if they know that that person is corrupt, that person is not going to be accountable, they'll go ahead and vote for that person because that's their person. And until and unless we as a nation break away from that mindset, we are hurting ourselves. We're constantly electing people who are incompetent just because they're ours. And that has to change and start saying ours means every Sri Lankan. Let's bring our best to play here because we need the best at the table. So I hope that will change. We'll wait and see. We'll see who gets preferential votes, who's coming in. Has there been a change of mindset? But I think I'm hopeful because there is a new generation that seems to be making different decisions. And we'll see if that manifests in the final result.
Better days with Hutch 4G. Better mornings. Better chatter. Better lunches, better batter. Better presentations, better meets. Better fighting, better beats. Hutch 4G means better suits, better roots, and even better hoots. Hutch is better all day, any day. Experience better days with a bigger, better 4G. Hutch 4G, now bigger and better.
Alright, in terms of your following up with all the results that are coming in, and our Instagram pages where we keep it updated. Mirror, Lanka and Dailymirror is currently carrying all the updates as we get it. Now, speaking on these lines about the youth, now as someone who has been a part of Sri Lanka Unites for the longest time and has spoken to youth across the country counting over 10,000 or no more.
1 million in 30 years.
Yeah. I always say 10,000. I really don't know why. I think that's the biggest number I know. So talking about 1 million, you have spoken to so many youth, and they are in that age who you would have spoken to 10 years ago, are in that position right now to make the decision to govern, to choose the person who will govern this country. What are their thoughts? What are they hoping for as young people in this country for tomorrow?
Well, first of all, I think they're, like I mentioned before, they're walking away from that blind mentality of I have to vote for this party because that's our family's party or that's our community's party. That's a big step. Secondly, they're definitely looking for their progress. How is my education going to be relevant? How am I going to get employment? How can I have a successful, thriving life here in Sri Lanka? And who is going to make that happen? And so for them, that's always the question. Whether you go to the north or the south, or the east or the west, young people want to see this place, this nation that they love so much, to be a place that they can thrive. Unfortunately, they don't see political leadership that gives them that potential. So still, in a recent poll, we did over 60% of the youth, if given the option to leave the country,
they will choose it.
They will choose it. And that's dangerous when a country that already had 3 million people leave and the brain drain is just crippling us. To have a new generation saying, I might as well leave, is because they don't have confidence in the people that they're electing. Even now, most young people said, I'm voting for the lesser evil. I'm voting for somebody who helped me now, for today, for tomorrow. Because I don't see anybody who has vision for a grander future and to do something for all of us. So that is very discouraging. So what we have to do is, some of these young leaders are going to have to step up and say, I'll run for office. We need to do something. That's going to be where change happens. And now, given that the new parties are emerging for a thriving economy, for an inclusive identity, if you don't do it, no one will. The time is now, and you are the person to do it. So as you're watching these results, and you're still not happy with those who are
make that ink count, because we have actually taken the time to go there. One last question from you, Prashan. We have always spoken about a new parliament, having some it happen. What would you personally say is the cutoff age
First of all, names, but everybody knows that Parliament. Two countries that they've measured. Sri Lanka is 180 comes to women's participation.
Considering the fact that we do appointed the first female prime minister, have a bit of a...
We hide behind that legacy, and we've done nothing after.
That is true.
1931 was the first time for women to vote and to run for office.
And we were the first country in a...
First countries, and at that parliament, 5% were women. 2020, we're 5.7. Well, to come in, infiltrate parliament, and start.
Thank you so very much, Prashan, for joining us. As always, it's amazing to see young people coming forward to lead, to create a change. As well, in the right amount. So that's something for you to keep in mind when we wrap things up. We will see you with something more interesting in a few minutes' time, where we're speaking about gender equality and the of rights that people are.
Better days with Hutch 4G. Better mornings. Better chatter. Better lunches, better batter. Better presentations, better meets. Better fighting, better beats. Hutch 4G means better suits, better roots, and even better hoots. Hutch is better all day, any day. Experience better days with a bigger, better 4G. Hutch 4G, now bigger and better.